Hey y'all, I just wanted to make a quick video on my wheeler here. I got twin flags off the back now that 50 cents at Walmart. And I zip tied them to the back. Just because, you know why. Why not? And I also installed a cup holder on my wheeler. So that's going to be fun. But anyhow, I wanted to kind of go over what I did to this thing originally once after I rebuilt it. So, first of all new chains and an all new sprocket on there, because the sprocket and the chains that were on there were completely shot. It needed new rear axle bearings, so we put rear axle bearings into it. It didn't have a brake light, so I took this Chinese brake light off a Chinese wheeler that I had laying around and modified it so it works on this wheeler. Had to put all new exhaust springs on there, all that. Went through the gearbox and stuff. We eliminated the rear brake because we don't need it, since the front brakes work. So we got front brakes right there. And since when it brakes up front, it'll brake all the chains. There's a chain up front for the four-wheel drive. It goes to a shaft that comes in here, and under here there's a chain that runs back to the same axle that chain runs off of. So if when the front brake's applied, it brakes the whole entire chain and brakes that, instead of having the gearbox brake where it would still brake on the chain. So no matter what, you're braking on the chain. So we just got rid of it since we couldn't find a new one anyhow, and it was trash. So technically I got all four brakes, yet they all work off the front brakes. Then on the front end here, went through the front end, all the axles and the bearings and all that, and it needs new shocks. I need to get new shocks for it. These shocks are shot. Watch this. Yeah, they're shot. The rear shock's good, but these shocks are shot. So that's just how that is. We went through all the wiring, all the brakes and stuff. And then this is actually an old brake off a snowmobile that I rigged up on this thing to work. So we got brakes, but it's just a Polaris 500 Indy brake master cylinder instead of the original master cylinder on this thing. These are aftermarket bars. They're higher bars, almost a 3-inch raise from stock bar height, just with bars alone. Because I thought about putting bar risers on it, but you know what, this is good enough. Old motorcycle windshield that we rigged up and mounted onto here with some custom mounts. And then, you know, y'all are probably wondering, what the heck is this thing anyhow? Well, this is a fishing rod holder that I made. So you just stick your rod in there, and I run a bungee cord from here around all the rod reels down to the other side to hold them in. Yep, and there you go, you got all your fishing rods. And then once I get my license plate, the plate will go right here. Cross will zip tied into that hole. And yeah, next thing is, it'll probably be tires, front shocks, repainting the rims. We're getting new rims in general. Front sticker for the windshield. Seat cover I've made, it's looking fresh still. Oh, and not to mention, there is a brand new clutch under here. The original primary clutch that was on it was completely trashed, so I rebuilt it, took the clutch out and bought a new clutch, just a completely new clutch, and put it in there. Works just perfect now. And then the secondary clutch is still good. We just had to put some shims in there because whoever did clutch work last time did not shim it, and it was a mess. The voltage regulator was also blown, so it ended up blowing the tail light and the front headlight. But then I got new bulbs and a new voltage regulator. That's all in there, and that's all good. Now I don't have any issues. I do need to get a new battery though. That battery won't hold a charge and it won't take a charge, so it's drawing power right off the motor when you turn the fan on, which at idle it'll start running the motor down and killing it. So I need to pick up a new battery to basically be a storage unit, since I don't have a starter on this. And then I can add the LED pod lights and the speaker setup that I want to on this, because then it won't be drawing right off the motor, it'll be drawing off the battery. Yes, you may have seen that there is a starter switch on here, and yes, this thing did come with a starter originally, but the starter's fried. A new starter was too expensive for my taste, and it pull starts just fine. So who needs a starter? That's for weak boy stuff. Pull start's always better, especially on a 2-stroke like this. And then, you know, you got your injection oil tank here, gas here, choke up there, you know, and it's all good. I love this wheeler. I hope you enjoyed kind of that walkthrough on everything I've done, and there's still more yet to come. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.